Time for the 9 headlines at 9. Ashok Gehlot opts out of the Congress president race as Sachin Pilot now meets Sonia Gandhi. The Congress says that Gehlot's future will be decided in 2 days. Digvijaya Singh and Shashi Tharoor are set to file their nominations now for Congress presidency tomorrow. Digvijaya Singh speaks to India Today in his first interview, tells India Today without Nehru and Gandhi's Congress is a zero, says decision to contest was his own. In election-bound Gujarat, Prime Minister Modi lays the foundation for big-ticket projects worth 3,400 crores in Surat, hails the what he calls the double-engine government in the state. Massive step for women's rights in India, Supreme Court legalizes abortion regardless of marital status. And India Today impact, Nitish Kumar promises action against the Bihar IAS officer who shamed a girl for seeking access to sanitary pads. Supreme Court orders jail officials to examine Elgar case accused Gautam Naglakha, stresses on the right to health. Back-to-back blasts inside public buses in Jammu and Kashmir's Udhampur, 2 injured in the attack, NIA to investigate. The 36th National Games begin in Ahmedabad. Thousands gather to witness a grand opening ceremony. And big setback to Team India's World Cup squad. Jasprit Bumrah ruled out after he sustains a back injury. But the breaking news coming is more drama in the Congress party over kaun banega, not just Congress president, but kaun rahega, who will remain Rajasthan Chief Minister. Sachin Pilot has just met Sonia Gandhi at 10 Janpath, hours after Ashok Gehlot opted out of the Congress president race. The Congress therefore is said that they will decide on the future of Mr. Gehlot within the next 48 hours. Digvijaya Singh and Shashi Tharoor are the two now who will file nominations for the Congress presidency tomorrow. There is also speculation that there could be a third so-called official candidate close to the Gandhis who could be also in the race. Lots to talk about, but first that Sachin Pilot meeting with Sonia Gandhi. Moshbi Singh is tracking all the developments. Moshbi, is there a possibility that Sachin Pilot could, now that Ashok Gehlot has opted out of the Congress president race, revive his hopes for Rajasthan Chief Minister, or is that a done deal that Ashok Gehlot stays on in Rajasthan and president election Digvijay and Shashi Tharoor?
So Rajdeep, there have been many twists and turns in this entire mega Congress drama that's unfolding, and at 10 Janpath, even as we talk, Sachin Pilot is still meeting Sonia Gandhi. I can tell you for one that in the next 2 days it will be decided whether Ashok Gehlot will remain or whether he will be replaced. Importantly, as you said, names of Mukul Vasnik and Mallikarjun Kharge are doing the rounds as far as the entry of the third candidate is concerned. Now, as far as Sachin Pilot is concerned, the road ahead doesn't seem easy, because even if Ashok Gehlot doesn't remain the Chief Minister, the party high command wouldn't want to draw the ire of the MLAs, even as they've been told not to make public statements.
Right.
They know that the situation in Rajasthan is not under control, and that will spell trouble for the party high command during the election process and also before the Himachal and Gujarat elections, and they don't want to call for any more trouble.
One of the other names doing the rounds is that of Kumari Shelja, close to the Gandhis again, Haryana, woman, Dalit. Could she be this wildcard third candidate that is speculated upon? We'll know that tomorrow, but earlier in the day, Moshbi, stay on, Rajasthan Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot dropped out of the race after meeting Sonia Gandhi. Gehlot said he had apologized to Mrs. Gandhi for the events that unfolded in Jaipur, which was seen as an open defiance of the Congress leadership. He said Sonia Gandhi will now decide on his future as Rajasthan Chief Minister. Listen in.
परसों की घटना हुई है और मेरी मॉरल रेस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी थी कि वो प्रस्ताव पार होता, तो मैंने तय किया है अब मैं इस माहौल के अंदर चुनाव नहीं लड़ूंगा। मुझे जो दुख है वो मैं जान सकता हूँ, क्योंकि पूरे देश में मैसेज चला गया जैसे मैं मुख्यमंत्री बना जाना चाहता हूँ, इसलिए सब कुछ हो रहा है। मैंने सोनिया जी से भी सॉरी फील किया है, माफी मांगी है। ये फैसला मैं नहीं करूँगा, ये फैसला सोनिया गांधी जी करेगी, कांग्रेस अध्यक्ष करेगी।
So is Congress, is Rahul Gandhi endorsing Mr. Digvijaya Singh?
Sonia Gandhi is supporting any candidate president.
No, that we already told. Congress president is going to be a neutral in this election.
Yeah.
Let us wait for the nominations. We will get a clear-cut picture tomorrow evening.
Mr. Ashok Gehlot said that he is taking moral responsibility, he is not contesting.
Yeah.
Is there a possibility now Mr. Ashok Gehlot continuing as Chief Minister of the state, or because he is left it to Congress President?
That decision Congress president will take within 1 or 2 days.
So there is a possibility of him resigning before that?
No, I cannot say anything. That decision of Chief Minister of Rajasthan will be decided by the Congress president within 1 or 2 days. That's all. Okay.
So while the speculation remains over Ashok Gehlot's future, that's one question. What we are told that at least till Diwali there will be no change in the Rajasthan Chief Minister. We'll see what happens after that. The real challenge or the next challenge for the Congress comes, Kaun Banega Congress President? Who will be the Congress President? One person who surprised many by throwing his hat in the ring is Digvijaya Singh. Earlier, me and my colleague Moshmi Singh spoke to Digvijaya Singh. He claimed the Congress would be a zero without the Nehru-Gandhi family. He would contest, but as a follower, not a leader. Take a look. Okay, you are with India Today. I am with my colleague Moshmi Singh, who covers the Congress. And with us is Digvijaya Singh, the former Madhya Pradesh Chief Minister and Member of Parliament, who has created a bit of a flutter by deciding to contest for the Congress presidentship. You know, Digvijaya Singh ji, your smile is very, very tricky because we don't know whether you are a serious candidate, non-serious candidate. What really is going on in the mind of Digvijaya Singh?
I'll tell you a very interesting story. When in a central hall, someone said that Vidyachar Shukla ji was there. He said, someone else said, "Bhai, देखिए अर्जुन सिंह जी का दिमाग पता लगाना. It's very difficult to find what is going on in Mr. Arjun Singh ji's mind. If you put a straight, I would say, steel rod, it will come in circles." So then someone said, "Bhai, Digvijay Singh के दिमाग में क्या होगा?" तो विद्याचरण जी शुक्ला said कि उसके दिमाग से क्या निकलेगा कुछ पता नहीं पड़ता.
तो वही हो रहा है.
So you're following in Arjun Singh's footsteps, is it? That you're keeping everyone guessing. But you are contesting, that's clear. Yes. And why have you suddenly decided to contest? Because Moshmi and I were here 2 weeks ago or a month ago and you said, you know, I will only contest if no one else is available, no good candidate. Suddenly you've decided to contest? What does that say?
Rajdeep, my mentor Arjun Singh ji always said, politics is an art of the possible. One person has to assess the political parameters in which any task is possible. And then he has to take a decision.
So you're saying you're going step by step. You will rethink again when the nomination dates are over. You will rethink again before the date of withdrawal. Are you serious or not serious?
In politics, the way the politics move, you have seen that in Rajasthan. You may say it again.
No, so was it what happened in Rajasthan, the manner in which Mr. Gehlot was accused of undermining the High Command, that is what changed your mind, that you now decided if Mr. Gehlot is not the candidate, then I am ready. Is that true?
You see, the point is, as I said earlier, politics is an art of the possible. If there is a possibility that there is a chance for me, so I decided to contest.
Or did you think that if Mr. Gehlot, after doing whatever he did, is the candidate, then, as you said earlier, you were not happy with that candidature and that's why you came to take your nomination papers, because the pictures were rolling out at the same time. You collected your nomination paper and thereafter Ashok Gehlot landed at 10 Janpath. Was it pressure politics that was at full play and that was actually pushed by the Gandhis?
As far as I know, I had decided to file my nomination yesterday afternoon. So I took a flight and came here. And then I went to AICC to collect my nomination papers. And I will be filing my nomination tomorrow.
What is the Gandhi's role in all of this? Because everybody believes that somewhere this is a fixed match. Whoever becomes president can only become if Sonia, Rahul and Priyanka Gandhi Vadra decide. Is that true or not? They will decide.
Why don't you believe when Sonia ji, Priyanka ji and Rahul ji, all three say the same thing, that none of the Gandhi family is going to contest, and they have kept their word. And they have kept the field open. And therefore, I think, tell me any political party which has given such a wide kind of a canvas for anyone to walk in.
No, but what is your role? What is the role of the Gandhi family? All of you are going to 10 Janpath, virtually taking the permission of Sonia Gandhi, meeting Rahul Gandhi before you all decide to contest. So what is the role of the Nehru Gandhi family?
Rajdeep, have I gone to 10 Janpath?
The others have. So what is the role of...
No, have I?
Well, the others have, including Shashi Tharoor. I will ask you this. What is the role of the Nehru Gandhis in this election? I mean, is Rahul Gandhi the face? He's on a Bharat Jodo Yatra. What is the role of the Nehru Gandhi family in this election?
And
They
also
shall.
adding to that,
They
it's too good. It's unbelievable that you leave the Bharat Jodo Yatra and come without even consulting or speaking to any of the Gandhi family members.
Nehru Gandhi family are the leaders of this party, and I am their follower. Whether anyone likes it or not, I am their ardent follower and shall remain their follower all my life.
No, but this is exactly your statement will be used by the BJP to say whoever becomes Congress president, at the end of the day, the decision making will be with 10 Janpath, whether it is who becomes Rajasthan's chief minister, who becomes Congress president, and even if you become Congress president, you will be the follower, they will be the leaders.
Absolutely, yes. They shall remain my leaders. Number one. Number two, why don't you ask them what is the role of RSS vis-a-vis the BJP?
No, the fact is, Mr. Digvijaya Singh, the Congress president's post was one time the most powerful post in the party. Now the feeling is Rahul Gandhi will continue to call the shots as some kind of a face of the party. Congress president will be only a backroom operator.
So, did you read the article by Janamram ji? A president and the leader. There are two different things. A president doesn't have to be the leader, and the leader doesn't have to be the president.
Coming to the million-dollar question of Mr. Chidambaram, he came to meet you in the morning.
Yes.
So, did he come to wish you all the best? Old friends, frenemies, or arch rivals, or friends, or colleagues?
You know, Mausumi, 1984, we both got elected to the parliament together. And we were the chosen few of the 5 people by Mr. Rajiv Gandhi to be briefed on every national issue to participate in the debate. That is where I met PC, and we have remained friends forever.
No, but Mr. Digvijaya Singh, there is a lot of questions over this election that's taking place. Many believe in the Congress, more things change, the more they remain the same.
Like what?
Will this election actually result in new energies in the Congress, or life will continue as ever?
Let's see.
No, what would you change? If you've got Shashi Tharoor, I see that you've gone and hugged Shashi Tharoor and said you're a friendly colleague, so this seems a friendly fight. I mean, what would you change? Shashi Tharoor told me, I want to democratize the Congress. Get it, not have this sort of centralized Congress leadership. What would Digvijay Singh ji do?
Digvijay Singh is a democratic person. It is the team which functions. So, it will be a team led by the Nehru Gandhi family, and we shall all work together.
And who is writing the script? Is it a fixed match? Because I believe that lots of candidates are taking your advice. And then you become a candidate yourself. What is happening? These are all rumors. Everybody is taking your advice and filing nominations.
So here it is free consultancy. If you are you want me as a consultant, I am available.
Final question. 2024, most people believe it's a done deal. That Narendra Modi, particularly in the Hindi heartland, including in your home state of Madhya Pradesh, defeated y'all in the 2019 elections. 2024 will be no different. Whoever becomes president has a very difficult task of taking on the BJP. Do you concede that?
Don't forget, Mr. Narendra Modi was the National General Secretary of the BJP in charge of Madhya Pradesh when BJP got defeated in 1998 Madhya Pradesh Vidhan Sabha Assembly elections.
That was 1998. We are now in 2022, Mr. Digvijaya Singh. Do you concede that whoever becomes the president has a very, very difficult task to take on the might of the BJP?
Well, yes, certainly yes.
Moshmi, you have a final question?
My final question is that will he, you have to answer that will you go through the entire process and contest the elections and campaign? Is that a yes or no? Or is it still undecided?
I'm going to file my nomination tomorrow. Then the other date is date of withdrawal, that is 4th of October. So wait till then.
So you can wait till the 4th of October withdrawal. My final question is, do you have the blessings of the Gandhi family? Is Digvijaya Singh ji fighting as an official candidate blessed by the Gandhi family, or against Shashi Tharoor, who seem to be part of the G23, the so-called rebel faction within the Congress? Is that the fight, or is this Digvijaya Singh saying, chalo ek last fight karte hain Congress presidentship ke liye?
There is no G23, and it never was. It was a creation of the media, number one. Number two, as far as I'm concerned, I have thrown my hat in the ring because we have to prove that Congress party is a democratic party. Our elections are democratic, unlike any other political party.
The BJP says their election, they have had so many presidents over the last 20 years.
But
the
how?
Congress just had Sonia Gandhi.
Chosen by whom?
They said
Not by the workers. Chosen by the RSS.
I'll ask you an easier question and before we conclude, and you can answer that. So do we take it that Congress is going to get a non-Gandhi president finally?
Well,
or are there going to be withdrawals and finally all will withdraw?
They have.
Is that clear?
They have made it very clear, Mausami ji, that they are not in the fray.
They are not in the fray, but as you said, you claim the RSS decides who the BJP president is. Do the Gandhis decide eventually who the Congress president is?
No, it is the elected PCC delegates plus DCC presidents who decide.
There is a lot of rumor that there will be a situation created where there are withdrawals and then ultimately it will be on the Gandhis to decide.
This will be clear.
The interim president could continue. Is that situation coming?
This will be clear by tomorrow 3 p.m.
Okay. Digvijaya Singh ji, I can see, there's a sparkle in your eyes. It's, Neta ko na, the moment you say that he's got crowds of people outside now waiting for him, and suddenly...
Come on, Rajdeep. You've been almost three to 4 decades of journalism.
Yes.
And I've got 4 to 5 decades of politics. We understand each other.
I met you in the late 1980s. I want to say something, therefore. You're, 75 now?
Yes.
If you were in the BJP...
No, I feel like 50.
You feel like 50. If you were in the BJP, you'd be in the Margdarshak Mandal.
No, I'll still be 50.
Okay. Digvijaya Singh ji, thank you very much.
I've been saying that both are, one is an evergreen politician and one is an evergreen, journalist. Both of them.
Not so evergreen Mausami.
And not so evergreen Siyasi Mausam. Thank you very much. Thank you, Digvijaya Singh ji. Rajdeep, Sardesai and Maushmi Singh for India Today. Okay, now while all this is happening, Sachin Pilot has just come out of that meeting with Sonia Gandhi, which was held a short while ago. And he has apparently said that he has listed out his grievances with Mrs. Gandhi. Remember, Sachin Pilot is still hoping that the Congress High Command will consider his claims to be Rajasthan's Chief Minister. Listen in to what Sachin Pilot had to say a short while ago.
शांतिपूर्ण तरीके से हमारी सारी बातों को सुना और कार्यक्रम हुआ राजस्थान के जयपुर उस पर विस्तार से हमने चर्चा करी और मैं मानता हूं कि जो मेरे सेंटिमेंट्स थे, जो मेरी भावनाएं थी, जो मेरा फीडबैक था, मैंने इत्मीनान से कांग्रेस अध्यक्ष सोनिया गांधी जी को बताया है और हम सब यही चाहते हैं कि हम इसी तरह मेहनत कर 2023 का विधानसभा चुनाव जीतें। उसके लिए हमको मिलकर काम करना पड़ेगा और राजस्थान के संदर्भ में जो भी निर्णय या जो भी डिसीजन लेना है कांग्रेस पार्टी लेंगी। ये सबका एक ही उद्देश्य है, बाकी राज्यों में कांग्रेस पार्टी के चुनाव को जीत को सुनिश्चित करें। और मुझे पूरा यकीन है कि हम लोग अगले 12-13 महीने में खूब मेहनत करकर दोबारा कांग्रेस की सरकार बनाएंगे।
राजस्थान रहेगा कि आप दिल्ली आ रहे हैं?
मैंने कई बार मैं पहले भी कह चुका हूँ कि मेरी पहली प्राथमिकता है कि हम 30 साल से राजस्थान में 5 साल कांग्रेस 5 साल पूरा विश्वास है कि हम मेहनत करके दोबारा कांग्रेस सरकार बना सकते हैं। 2023 में कांग्रेस की सरकार कैसे रिपीट हो, ये हम सबका सामूहिक प्रायोरिटी है, हमारा उद्देश्य और ऑब्जेक्टिव। उस दिशा में जो भी काम करना है, जो भी आने वाली रणनीति बनानी है, उस पर विस्तार से चर्चा हम लोगों ने करी है। हमारे AICC के जो नेता हैं और कांग्रेस प्रेसिडेंट हैं, उनसे हमने खूब मिलकर अपनी बातों को रखा है, अपनी पहुंचाया है। और राजस्थान के संदर्भ में मैं समझता हूँ सकारात्मक जो निर्णय लेने होंगे वो कांग्रेस पार्टी लेंगे। मुख्यमंत्री कौन होगा?
Pilot not revealing too much whether he really will be in line to become Rajasthan's next chief minister. All indications so far that Mr. Gehlot, at least for now, will continue. The questions therefore, does Sonia Gandhi still call the shots? Who becomes CM? Who becomes Congress president? Is it her decision at the end of the day? Is the Congress a house divided in a way between the old guard close to Sonia Gandhi and the new, which is considered close to her son Rahul? Will any new Congress president be remote controlled by the Gandhis? Joining me now is Manishankar Iyer, former union minister who's seen many a drama in the Congress party, old Gandhi family loyalist, and Kaushik Deka, executive editor, India Today magazine. He tracks the Congress. Manishankar Iyer, would I be right in saying that Sonia Gandhi still calls the shots? That eventually in the Congress, Mrs. Gandhi or the Gandhi family decides on all major issues, who will be CM, who will be Congress president?
You see, in the Congress party for the last 100 years, there has been a distinction between the leader and the Congress president. For example, from 1919 till 1948, Gandhiji was undoubtedly the leader of the party, but he was president only for one term, Belgaum 1924. After that, while there was a contest in Nasik in 1950, Jawaharlal Nehru was the leader, but the president was UN Deba and other people. So when Indira Gandhi became the Prime Minister, but Nijalingappa held the presidency, then there was disharmony between the leader and the president, and it led to a split in the party. So I think we have a very clear understanding, as poor Digvijay was attempting to tell you in the midst of all your interruptions a few minutes ago, that there is a distinction in the Congress resolution between the president and the leader, except when it so happens that the leader chooses to become the president. So I am confident that in light of the repeated assertions by the Gandhi family that they are not in the contest, that they are not in the fray, and that they intend to be neutral, and that we have at least two candidates, and who knows, maybe more by this time tomorrow evening. We're going to have an election in the Congress party for perhaps the first time since 1950. When Purushottam Das Tandon and Acharya Kriplani fought each other.
You know, we've had elections in the 1990s. We've had elections, Mr. Iyer. I might remind you, in the 1990s, Mr. Kesri took on Sharad Pawar and Rajesh Pilot, Sonia Gandhi versus Jitendra Prasad. But I want to understand from you, when we see leaders lining up to 10 Janpath, Ashok Gehlot reaching Sonia Gandhi's house saying, I will do whatever now Sonia Gandhi wants. Shashi Tharoor, even before he contests, has to go to 10 Janpath and in a way understand from the Gandhis, are they going to stay neutral? Digvijaya Singh says the Congress is zero without the Nehru Gandhis. The impression that goes out is that this is still a family-run party. Now, how do you remove that impression? How do you in a way, suggest that this is truly a democratic party, a truly meritocratic party, if it is still seen to be so tightly controlled by the Nehru Gandhis?
Nehru used to go to Gandhiji, and everyone else in Nehru's time used to go to Nehru. So I am not surprised that since the Gandhis are the leaders of the party, they're not office bearers, or they won't be after the 17th of October, that they are saying, we would like to see a clear contest, we are not in the fray, and we are neutral as far as the candidates are concerned. I see no reason to disbelieve them. They're an honest people, they're a straightforward people, and Rahul is clearly demonstrating his leadership in the Bharat Jodo Yatra, from which I have returned only this afternoon. And I'm clear in my mind that the president and the leader will have to work in harmony if the Congress is going to go forward.
Can I just take that to you, Kaushik Deka?
What's wrong with that?
From what Manishankar Iyer is saying, that we will have a non-Nehru Gandhi as the Congress president, that seems almost certain, while the Gandhis will be the leaders of the party. Do you think that works? Do you think that's a workable arrangement, or the Gandhi Nehrus will need someone who in a way toes their line? Would a Shashi Tharoor or a Digvijaya Singh really be the kind of people who would do that? Do you see someone else emerging in the next 24 hours, because the Gandhi Nehrus will want perhaps someone who seemed to be completely in their wider umbrella?
So one thing is certain, that there will be a non-Gandhi president, but whether that will work or not, I cannot predict right now. But if you look at the UPA government, where Manmohan Singh was the Prime Minister and Sonia Gandhi controlled the party, and also indirectly the government, so it worked for Congress party. And as far as I have understood the whole process, for the Congress party, for all practical purposes, the party belongs to the Gandhi family, and the Gandhi family will remain the faces of the party. So what happens to the president? As I have understood the Congress party, or seen in last few years, the next president will be the executive of the party, who will do all the clerical work, paperwork, all the executive job that has to be done, which I believe Rahul Gandhi is not at all interested in, and Sonia Gandhi is planning for a retired life. So in that context, and to counter this BJP argument that the party is owned by the Gandhis, and Gandhis are a liability and all that, so there will be a president who will, when there are problems, who will take all the flags, and when there is a time to take credit, the Gandhis will always be there as the faces of the party. So I don't think it will create any problem in the party. It has been functioning like that only. At the currently also, if you see Congress, Sonia Gandhi is the Congress president, but at the same time there are several power centers. Like there is a Rahul Gandhi power center, there is Priyanka Gandhi power center. So, and there are old guards, then there are new guards. So those things are always inbuilt in the Congress party. I do not think much will change after October 17. The Gandhis will remain the face. And just one example. You all said that Ashok Gehlot is going to be the president. It was already assumed that he would become the president because he is backed by the Gandhis before the election results are out, and that's why it is so assumed that he was asked to quit as the Congress, as the Chief Minister of Rajasthan. That means it was already, it looked like a very fixed game that whosoever is backed by the Gandhis, he has the power in the party. And he is even going to win. Even before the elections, it is decided that he is the candidate who will win.
Right. Let me take that to you, Manishankar Iyer. You know, because while the Congress is saying, look, we are turning a new leaf, we are opening up, the party in a way to a non-Gandhi as Congress president, this impression of a fixed match is the one that the BJP in particular uses to say, look, we have we've had in the last 20 years, half a dozen presidents. The Congress only has the Gandhis. Do you believe that that is a perception that you will have to remove? That whoever becomes the Congress president now will have to double up to show that he or she is independent of what the Gandhis decide?
What do you mean by independent? Do you want the Congress president to pit himself against the Gandhis? That is the way towards a split or a destruction of the party. The president and the leader in the tradition of Gandhiji and Nehru, of Nehruji and Debar, is going to have a harmonious relationship between the president and the leader, or what was my colleague called the face of the Congress party. And I'm sure that the system will work itself out. The president will influence the leadership and the leaders will influence the president. That is a symbiotic relationship which I hope we will be able to evolve over the next few years.
Let me therefore ask you a final question, Mr. Iyer. Shashi Tharoor or Digvijaya Singh, the two contenders so far, we don't know, a third could come tomorrow. Who's your choice? If you had to choose someone you believe to revive the Congress and take on the BJP juggernaut, who would that be?
Well, it could be it could be my friend Shashi, he's a new friend, or it could be my old friend Digvijay. I am absolutely sure that both of them have the capacity to be able to take the party forward to take on the BJP. I don't care a damn what the BJP thinks or wants to do. We will answer them at the appropriate moment. At the moment, it is not BJP members who are voting for the Congress president. It is Congress members who will be voting for the Congress president. There are two candidates in the fray at this present moment. There might be a third, there might be a fourth. I don't know. And after withdrawals, I don't know what the situation will be. But I'll be happy to come on your program at both those stages and answer any questions you have. But it seems to me now that this is a free and fair election that is taking place, and all these imputations that the candidates are just puppets of the Gandhi family, I think are completely misplaced.
Okay. I'll leave it there. Manishankar Iyer, good to always see you in fine fettle. You were on the Bharat Jodo Yatra. You seem to have come back fit and fine. Kaushik Deka, good to have you on the show. Clearly, we'll wait and see. In the Congress, there's always a twist. I say it's like a joint Indian family. You never know in a soap opera what happens next. So in the Congress, every day is a new day. A new twist could well come tomorrow at this time. Manishankar Iyer, Kaushik Deka, thanks very much for joining me here on the news today. Let's turn from there to our other big story. And our other big story comes from the Supreme Court, which today delivered a historic judgment on abortion rights and marital rape, challenging some long-held stereotypes in the process. The top court ruled that all women, irrespective of their marital status, are entitled to seek abortion of their pregnancy in the term of 20 to 14 weeks. The court also said marital rape will be covered under the abortion law. Has India gone a step ahead of the United States? Take a look.
Protest for a basic right in America, the right to choose, which was taken away from women with a draconian judgment by the American Supreme Court, which banned abortions.
My body, my choice. My body, my choice.
For all those who hail America as a progressive country, juxtapose these protests and the Roe versus Wade judgment to what happened in the Supreme Court of India today. Every woman in India has the right to choose. That was the message from the Supreme Court. In a landmark verdict, the top court upheld abortion rights for unmarried women. For long, women in the country, single, unmarried women or victims of marital rape, have struggled with societal stigma and a lack of legislation to back them. But the Supreme Court has now delivered a historic verdict. A three-judge Supreme Court bench comprising of Justices D.Y. Chandrachud, A.S. Bopanna and J.B. Pardiwala ruled that we cannot perpetuate stereotypes that only married women indulge in intercourse, and hence there is no reason to restrict the provision only to married women. In its judgment, the bench also said that the distinction between married and unmarried women cannot be sustained, and women, irrespective of their marital status, must have autonomy to have free exercise of these rights.
The entire issue of abortion law had come before the Supreme Court because the text of the MTP Act as it stands did not even contemplate the idea of an unmarried woman in a consensual relationship. The rules made under the MTP Act only provided for late-term abortions for married women who did not want to continue the pregnancy or for unmarried women who had been a victim of sexual assault, which is why the Apex Court had to, in its judgment, clearly say that the law has to keep up with the changing social realities and allow even unmarried women the right to exercise their free choice and bodily autonomy.
Today is the special day because today is International Safe Abortion Day, and the passing of this judgment on this day in itself is a remarkable and historical in itself, not only for India but for the rest of the world also. Now the discrimination that has been eliminated by the Honorable Supreme Court today, the violation which was prevailing between married and unmarried of Article 14, Article 21, it is eliminated now completely.
That's not the only historic takeaway from this verdict. While talking about abortions arising out of rapes and non-consensual relationships, the court has also said rape will include marital rape for the purpose of abortion.
I think it's a landmark judgment, and especially when this judgment has come, when the Supreme Court has tried to reverse the judgment of a lower court which had actually denied an unmarried woman to abort her pregnancy. So I think it's an important judgment, it's a landmark judgment, and I totally welcome it.
The Supreme Court's message is clear that all women in India are entitled to safe and legal abortion, a quantum leap for the fundamental right to choose for women. With Anisha Mathur in Delhi, Bureau Report, India Today.
Joining me now, Jasmine George, lawyer and activist, and Jaina Kothari, senior advocate, Supreme Court, if only to explain what this judgment means. Why is it being called historic? Jasmine George, to you first. Why is it being called historic? What is it about this judgment, do you think, that puts us several steps ahead of America that just reversed Roe versus Wade?
Thank you for the question. I always thought India was way ahead in terms of abortion law. Our law was way ahead in terms of US. But what really happened today was, the Supreme Court went a little bit ahead. They did the expansive reading of the Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act, and that's where it really matters. They took the intention of the law, that this was to serve people. It was actually to, ensure that more and more people have access to abortion services, and that's fascinating. Mm-hmm. That, the very fact that they were willing to, define the criteria of women who can access, and they were willing to even, distinction the fact that, why there is a distinction between before and after 20 weeks. It was a simple test of equality. So it's fascinating that judges are willing to push the boundaries, judges are willing to be creative. And they themselves said that, this is something that only Parliament can do. But coming from the Supreme Court, it has a persuasive value. So we really are grateful for judges to taking for this step ahead. And this is in a country like ours where we still, in spite of having a law like this after 50 years, women are still not sure. It gives single women a lot of power to negotiate now.
Let me take that last point to Jaina Kothari, that Indian women, will they feel empowered because of this court verdict, given certain social realities that exist on the ground? The court is saying whether you're an unmarried woman or a married woman, or indeed a woman who claims marital rape, you can avail of these abortion laws. But on the ground, do you think that actually can translate into empowerment?
Thanks, Rajdeep. Yes, I think, if the judgment is implemented, it will definitely amount to a very, very empowering position for women who want to terminate their pregnancies. And till now, the judgment actually points out how single women, unmarried women, young women, adolescent girls are asked 100 questions by medical practitioners before getting their pregnancies terminated. And this judgment kind of sets all these kind of, situations as being completely illegal, and says that, single or unmarried women, based irrespective of their marital status, can seek termination of pregnancies. It, in fact, validates marital rape. It validates the presence of sexual violence, even in marital relationships, which, legally is still not considered as rape or violence. And in the context of abortions, it recognizes that. So I think, one is empowering women in the situation of actually being able to get an abortion without all these hurdles. But I think it also has strengthened the movement for women's rights and recognition of all these forms of violence that women face.
You know, the reason I asked you this because there's been a stigma in a way associated that women often face because of societal conditions with, you know, going in for an abortion, particularly an unmarried woman would perhaps struggle. So Jaina, you're telling me that will change, you think?
I mean, the change may be slow, perhaps. We'll have to see how this, is, taken on the ground. But, it has to start somewhere. We saw with Section 377 that change did happen on the ground. There was slow but steady change that people started recognizing the validity of same-sex relationships, at least on the ground. And so I think even in this, this will, in fact, give a message to medical practitioners that, women cannot be denied abortion if they're single or unmarried. You cannot ask questions about whether they're married or who's giving consent, if they're minor girls. So I think it will trickle down to the medical practitioners, but we have to ensure that it does, that this judgment is given wide publicity, it is shared with the medical fraternity so that they ensure that they implement it. And I think if it is implemented, it will definitely result in a better protection of women's rights.
Jasmine, final word. I come back to where I start. We are putting up graphics on showing, what the United States did just a few months ago. And it feels good in a way to see our courts well ahead of the US. I reiterate that. Do you believe that this should also now apply to more gender sensitization across laws in this country, across courts in this country? Even lower courts need to take the cue from what the Supreme Court has done.
I think so. I mean, I really believe if a person took the abortion case to a high court, and there are a lot of cases like this, women are ready. They are demanding their rights. So it's time, be it district courts, high courts, start sensitizing, getting trained on different aspects of law, and even learning some of these terminations, because we understand biases do come in. And I agree with Jaina when she mentioned about doctors, because they are finally the service providers. So if they need to come on board, and we really need to pass circulars and, notify the doctors on ground that things are changing. And they are willing to change, just that they need to be informed.
Okay, times are changing, and it's good to know that the Indian Supreme Court, in a way, is setting the trend. Thank you both very much for joining me and giving us a sense of why this is such an important judgment. Now, as our two guests said, these are changing times, but some things don't change in this country. A senior official in Bihar's Women's Development Department has sparked off a controversy after snapping back at a schoolgirl who asked if they can be provided with sanitary napkins at a lower cost. Harjot Kaur snapped and responded to the girl, "Today you are asking for sanitary pads, tomorrow you will ask for condoms." The comment has triggered a massive row. Take a look.
और अंत में जब परिवार नियोजन की बात आएगी तो निरोध भी मुफ्त में ही देना पड़ेगा, है ना?
It began as a genuine demand by girl students of Bihar for affordable sanitary napkins.
हर कुछ के लिए तो सरकार देती ही है, तो क्या मतलब 20 और 30 रुपया का ये बिस्कुट ही दे सकते हैं?
In reply, IAS officer Harjot Kaur, heading Bihar's Women and Child Development Department, came out with a shocker.
और अंत में जब परिवार नियोजन की बात आएगी तो निरोध भी मुफ्त में ही देना पड़ेगा, है ना?
Not just mocking the demand of sanitary pads for poor, but wondering if the girl students will demand free condoms next.
इस मांग का कोई अंत है? 20 और 30 रुपए का विस्पर भी दे सकते हैं, कल को जीन पैंट भी दे सकते हैं, परसों को सुंदर जूते क्यों नहीं दे सकते हैं, नर्सों को वो नहीं कर सकते, और अंत में जब परिवार नियोजन की बात आएगी तो निरोध भी मुफ्त में ही देना पड़ेगा, है ना? लेकिन जैसा मैंने कहा,
The heartless taunt, that too from a top woman IAS officer, sparked massive outrage.
बिल्कुल सरासर गलत है, ये गलत वे में बोली हैं वो कि आज सैनिटरी पैड मांग रही, कल को वो मांगेंगी तो ये गलत है। सैनिटरी पैड तो हम लोग का जरूरत है।
After India Today reportage, the National Women's Commission asked Harjot Kaur to explain her distasteful remark.
Why is it that free sanitary napkins cannot be provided, and why is it that this lady has answered in such a brutally obnoxious manner? I think she needs to be made answerable, and I think she needs to be removed from her post.
Bihar Chief Minister Nitish Kumar promised probe.
उन लोगों के लिए तो हम मदद कर ही रहे हैं, महिलाओं के लिए, और मालूम नहीं है, हम लोग भी कई बार जाते रहे, देखते रहे, इसलिए हमको भी अभी यहाँ आ रहे थे, उसी समय मिला, तो हमने तत्काल एक एक चीज को देख रहे हैं, अगर जरा भी होगा एक्शन लिया जाएगा, चिंता मत करिए।
जब तुमको मैं वही उंगली वापस चुरा रही हूँ तो बुरा क्यों लग रहा है?
The woman officer called the charges fabricated and a bid to malign her.
और हम लोग जब सुनते हैं तो सुधार करने के पूरे प्रयास भी करते हैं।
Sanitary pads are still out of reach for a large chunk of rural women who end up using unhygienic and unsafe cloth. With Sujit Jha in Patna, Bureau Report, India Today.
Let's take a break at this point. When we return, we'll turn to our Get Real India and Good News story. Rice salt meal video at a school in UP's Ayodhya has gone viral. Is this what our young get for midday meals? We'll tell you more on the other side. You're watching the news today. News without the noise, but with real stories.
Hey, I noticed something new. You started using a new body lotion. Funny.
I'm so sorry for the delay. I was on another call. It just kept going on.
No, Papa. You are in a steam bath.
Steam bath? At home?
Two steam bath he takes.
Go to your homework.
It's 7:20 already. The kickoff's in 5 minutes. Get on the boys. We have the entire place to ourselves, man. Not working?
Of course it is. But I don't want you guys to be using this bathroom. So use the other one.
It's 7:20 already. The kickoff's in 5 minutes. Get on the boys. We have the entire place to ourselves, man. Not working?
Of course it is. But I don't want you guys to be using this bathroom. So use the other one.
Tana dir dim tana dim tana tadare dani tana na dir dim tana dim tana takita 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 dim tana tanum tadare dani tadani dim tana tanum tanum tananum tadere na.
Make your media plan smarter with India Today Live TV on your connected devices.
Tonight's Get Real India story comes from Uttar Pradesh, where a shocking video has emerged on social media showing students at a primary school in Ayodhya being served boiled rice and salt as a midday meal. The video, shot by one of the students' parents, has sparked off outrage. The administration has now suspended the headmistress of the school. Take a look. Get Real India.
This video from a primary school in Ayodhya has gone viral.
It shows school children having their midday meal. Rice served with salt. No vegetables, no dal. Defeating the very purpose of the scheme, that is, providing nutritious food to needy children.
क्या बनना चाहती हो बड़ी होकर?
डॉक्टर।
अच्छा, तो डॉक्टर बनोगी तो लोगों से कहोगी कि बच्चों को नमक चावल दिया जाए?
No.
The incident came to light when children informed their parents.
जौन बना बच्चे खाइन, बच्चे कहीं कैसे खावे तो मैडम जी जो टाइम भंडराइन तो बोलत यहाँ कहा यहाँ कि अगर नमक से नहीं खाओगे तब खाओगे किससे? तो बोला नमक हमें नहीं चाहिए, मैं नमक से नहीं खाऊंगा। वो थाली लेके गया, घर पे रख दिया। तो घर से दो एक लोग आए, वो बताए, तो वीडियो बन गया, वो वायरल हो गया।
Once the video was shot by some parents went viral, the school authorities started passing the buck.
दाल सब्जी नहीं थी?
ना रही है, दाल ना रही साहब। हाँ।
स्कूल में कुछ नहीं था?
ना है, चावल रहा है, आटा रहा है। हाँ, खाली दाल ना रही, सब्जी ना रही है। हाँ।
सर, मैंने खाना नहीं बनवाया था। मैंने खाना जब कुछ नहीं था तो मैंने इनकार कर दिया था कि खाना नहीं बनेगा, लेकिन वो अपनी मर्जी से बना ली।
तो हमें किसी ने नहीं बताया कि यार कुछ नहीं है। अगर हमें बताई होती तो मैं यहाँ फोन करती, मैं किसी से दाल मंगवाती, मैं कह देती कि दाल मंगवा लीजिए, मैं आकर पैसे दे दूंगी। मुझे किसी ने नहीं बताया।
Administration has suspended the headmistress. The education department has also been asked to conduct surprise checks on schools.
प्रथम दृष्टिया जो मुझे वीडियो देख के लगा, इसके अनुसार मैंने तत्काल निलंबित करने का निर्देश दिया है और प्रधानाध्यापक निलंबित होंगी और प्रधान जो है उनके खिलाफ नोटिस जाएगी और उनसे प्राप्त करके उन पर भी कार्रवाई की जाएगी।
Midday meal scheme is one of its kind scheme that ensures students of class 1 to 8 in government and government aided schools are eligible to enjoy a one-time meal for at least 200 days a year. It has also proved to be successful in improving enrollment of students in primary schools. Bureau Report, India Today.
The stories that we need to wake up to. Let's turn from there to our good news today story. The preparations for Durga Puja celebrations across the country in full swing. In Kolkata, Puja Pandal, known for its unique themes, is not only coming up with a new idea, but has also ensured that the visually challenged can understand. How? Take a look.
Every Durga Puja Pandal in Kolkata has a unique message to convey. To the eyes of Ma Durga's devotees, they are a sight to behold. But what about those who cannot see? The Hazra Park Durgotsav has set up braille boards to assist visually impaired devotees in identifying the themes themselves.
Amongst all the people who are not so, lucky, this time through various discussions we found that there's one section where people who are blind, they are always deprived from this enjoyment. I would always want to understand what the pandal is trying to tell me, or what is the subject, or what are the things that is here, rather than somebody else telling me. So this is the reason why we've put up a braille.
You've always had a section of people who are visually impaired and they visit your pandal.
They have visited our pandal, but they have always had to be with someone else who has been explaining to them that, look, this is the theme, this is what they have put up.
Nothing can be more joyous than empowering these devotees visualize the themes.
They can visualize themselves, they can understand the theme as a whole, and then visualize what is there in the pandal, and then if help is required, they can take it, of course.
The Hazra Park Puja Pandal has set an example others can follow.
This is something this particular pandal committee in Kolkata have decided, and they have come up with this to make sure that festivals only speak of inclusiveness and togetherness. With camera person Orko, this is Suryagni Roy for India Today, Kolkata.
Okay, it's Durga Puja preparations in Kolkata. It's Navratri in Ahmedabad, and Prime Minister Modi has joined his Janma and Karma Bhumi, original Karma Bhumi, for Navratri festivities, performing the Aarti in Ahmedabad. This comes after a day full of launching projects, inaugurating the 36th National Games in the Narendra Modi Stadium there. So Mr. Modi is in his home state celebrating Navratri. We're told he's also going to play Garba there today. For now, that's our final image. Stay well, stay safe. Good night. Shubhratri. Jai Hind. Namaskar.
पाँच साल के बाद पेट्रोल देश से समाप्त हो जाएगा। आपकी स्कूटर, आपकी कार एक तो हाइड्रोजन पे होगी, ग्रीन हाइड्रोजन पर, या इथेनॉल पर फ्लेक्स इंजन पर होगी, या सीएनजी और एलएनजी पर होगी।
India's clean energy transition is rapidly underway, but can it replace petrol? The term green describes any type of fuel derived from biomass. This includes all kinds of organic matter from plant and animal. This is eco-friendly and sustainable alternative as the feedstocks used to make green fuel are sustainable and naturally replenished. Unlike oil, which is naturally occurring but requires an extremely long geological process to form, biofuel can be produced in a matter of days. A huge variety of feedstocks can be used to create biofuel ranging from vegetable oil and crop